welcome to episode 2 of This is 60. This time we're going to look at making friends after 60 and why it's so important. We're going to give you a few ideas of what you can do to elevate that. Barry's very good and very social. I'm a little less social. I'm more cautious. I don't mind talking to strangers, but when it comes to organized things, I'm not really good at it. So I have to really push myself. Why is it so important to make friends after 60? Barry?
First, a few facts. I think that's important. I was reading from the AARP. They know a lot about this. 35% of people over 45 consider themselves lonely. That's over 5 million people in America. That's a lot of lonely people. Even more, over 40% consider themselves isolated, which is even worse than being lonely. I mean, it's crazy. Millions of people are feeling this. That's why we feel it's important to actually even talk about it. So, what do you think is so important about making friends?
Well, I read this article recently in seniorlifestyle.com. And they were saying what the benefits were for making friends and for being more social after the age of 60. First of all, it boosts your physical and mental well-being. And then there was something really interesting that the risk of stroke and heart attack is much less the more social you are after 60. And you know what? It's fun. So Barry, how can we make friends? Give us a couple of ways that you do it.
You know, me, I just go about my life. I talk to everybody. It doesn't always lead to being friends, but if you struggle with that, you have to think about what you do in your everyday life. A lot of people are into religious services. If you go to church, whatever your religion is, if you're into that, then that is a great place to find like-minded people. Let me see. You can just basically talk to all your neighbors. Organize a block party maybe every year, every 6 months, where everyone's bringing a little something.
We do that on our block, actually.
Yeah.
And everybody brings their own food and their own chair and their own drinks.
Right.
And it's really a lot of fun. And we have one neighbor that's a new neighbor that organizes it and started it. And I'm really grateful that he does it.
Right. From there, you meet these people at the block party, and we organize like game nights where you go to someone's house. I mean, these are all ways that you can develop friendships. Not every friend you meet is going to be a lifelong best friend, but these are people who you socialize with, or you talk to, who you see every day.
Yeah, you don't have to always make the commitment. Like, I go on walks every day, and they take me 2 hours. I went the other day, it took me 3 hours because I was talking to strangers. I met somebody that was from my hometown, and I liked it because I'm a little more cautious and I don't really like to make the commitment as much. I have to be really pushed to make the commitment. But I don't consider myself lonely. I enjoy my own company. But I do know how important it is. I know that when I'm stuck in the house, if I work from home and then I don't go out, you go crazy. So you need it.
You got to get out.
Yeah, you got to get out.
I mean, even if you don't want to go hiking or biking or kayaking or pickleball, if you can't or you won't, there are other things like I have a lot of interests in my life that I never really got a chance because of work or life or family to really explore. But now, if you have a little extra time and you're a little older, every town, every city has a local community college. Every one of these colleges has classes. There's night classes, weekend classes. Look that up. Find them. Some of them are very cheap. Go find out about things that have always interested you and you've never really spent the time to go find out about. And you learn something and it's fun and you'll meet people. They have the same interests as you or they wouldn't be there.
Right.
That's a great way to do it. You can always go on a date. If you're so inclined, you see someone you like, and you want to go out for a cup of coffee, it's a 20-minute date.
Right. It's not always a date like that. You could have a date with a friend or a date with a neighbor, just have coffee. You don't have to, you say, you want to meet for a couple of hours. This way you're not stuck for 5 hours if you get uncomfortable or run out of something to talk about. Date is not always a romantic thing.
Right.
And you don't always have to go with your significant other. Sometimes it's good to go without your significant other because It's just, you have to have a little bit of your own identity and everything like that. Also, if you live rurally and you're not able to do face-to-face, or you don't like the commitment of face-to-face, join some Facebook groups according to what your interests are. Like, I've joined crocheting. We have a Dotson. I joined something about the Dotson. And I contribute when I want to contribute, or if I don't want to contribute. Or if there's no groups out there that interest you, start your own group.
Right. You can make friends with anyone around the world. You might end up with a friend in a foreign country who you strike up a conversation with that also likes to do whatever you like to do.
Right, but you do have to watch out for scams and, just be a little cautious.
Right.
A little cautious. So, Barry, what about pickleball?
I mean, we've been playing pickleball for a couple of years now, and we usually play singles. We go alone. Most of the times we go, someone always asks us, hey, you want to play doubles? Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, but it always ends up being a talking, social situation, even if you're just making fun of yourself and making fun of them. It really is good, and you never know. You may say, look, I play here every day at 6:30. They show up, and now you have a friend. Right. I mean, that's how it all starts.
Right.
You're not going to go from zero to best friend in, overnight.
Yeah.
Friends take a while to develop. They're just acquaintances in the beginning.
Yeah.
Until, you decide that, you'd like to take the acquaintance further.
Right, or extend invitations.
Yeah.
I'm not good at it because I always think people aren't going to show up. I have a mental problem with that. But, you know what? So what if they say no? Okay, no, I can't. I'm busy. You have to expect people might have something else. And then maybe they'll say maybe another time, which is fine.
Right.
At least you extended the invitation.
Right. You say, you're playing pickleball with a couple that you really like. You don't really know exactly where they live, somewhere in the area, obviously, because they're right in your area. But after 3 or 4 times, you think they're not going to kill you or something. You say, hey, after pickleball today, why don't you come over? We'll throw some hot dogs on the grill.
So I was talking to my mother yesterday on FaceTime. She's 87. And she told me, she said, since the pandemic, they stopped the senior center. They have not started anything up. She says, I look forward to going to the doctor's office. I can sit in the waiting room and talk to people. Whatever works. She does go on Facebook, and she does have conversations. She has sisters and brothers all over the country that she talks to, and it's her way of keeping herself not isolated by going on the computer. But I thought that was great when she said that, to go to the doctor. I look forward to going to the doctor. How about this, Barry? For the next week, let's all make an effort to increase our socializing and comments back in the comments. Can I do that over?
What if you don't like people?
Well, I'm not going to do it. So, Barry, how about you go to the pickleball courts tomorrow without me and see how many games you can play and how many people you could just
alienate.
Contact with.
Oh, contact,
not
alienate.
No. How about for the next week, let's all make an effort to increase our socializing and comment back on how you did. The comments below. Also, please subscribe to our channel. This is 60 !Joyia.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.